Hi guys, it's Dale with the insurance. Today we're going to talk about an article that's controversial politically, I guess, but it's not supposed to be, and we won't even delve into that arena today. But the title of the article is "Does Climate Change Affect Your Home Insurance?" Right? So once again, without getting into the argument of is climate change real or not, let's simply recognize that natural disasters are increasing in severity and frequency, right? So whether you believe it or not, we're seeing drastic disasters, and they're happening all the time, multiple times out of the year, much faster than they were 50 years ago. We obviously hope you or your loved ones have never had to endure kind of the cycle of having your property, your assets completely ravished, and then the rebuilding process, which, as you could imagine, can take, years. To rebuild everything that you once had, but either way, it does happen, and whether you recognize it or not, the companies or the people that are recognizing it are insurance companies, right? And they're adapting to this new quote unquote normal, and this adapting comes in the form of, as you could imagine, higher rates. It also comes in the form of larger areas in which they consider risk areas where they apply those higher rates. And then it comes in the form of separate deductibles, right? There's a deductible for kind of a fire, theft, your normal losses and risks that underwriters and carriers are very used to. But then they're starting to incorporate separate deductibles for these weather-related catastrophes, right? To have you absorb a bit more of that cost. Because as you could imagine, one catastrophe could bankrupt a carrier, right? So they're investing a ton of resources to understand what's happening in terms of climate change, to understand the severity and the frequencies of these things, to understand where they are happening, and understand so they can project where these risk areas are, if they even want to insure in those areas, and if so, what that rating needs to be, right? Now, this adaptation or this evolution within the insurance companies, this change, as you can imagine, will continue. And the funny thing about it is that the market, the home buyers, have already started to incorporate this into their decision making. Now, we're not implying that people are making decisions off of the home insurance rate, right? No. But they are incorporating the idea of, hey, is this area more prone to enduring weather-related catastrophic events, right? And by way of that, it's incorporated into, insurance rating is incorporated into that analysis, right? So people are actually weighing, hey, do I need this home that's that obviously is on the coast and has a beautiful view of the ocean or the lake, but it's prone to flooding, right? Or can I take a home that's inland, right? And the trade-off is real, and people are considering that. You get a beautiful home on the lake with a view, but you're caught in a everlasting cycle of enduring a flood and having that damage your home and having to rebuild your home and having to deal with your insurance company and claims and payments and contractors. And is it worth it, right? So those are several things to consider, especially as these weather-related catastrophic events continue on this path of increasing in frequency and being more severe. We obviously hope you never have to deal with it, but if you're purchasing new property, it definitely is something to consider. So the answer to the question, does climate change affect home insurance? The short answer is yes. And it affects it by way of weather-related catastrophic events. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Hope this was helpful. We'll talk to you next week.